Welcome to the Pool Nation podcast, where it's all pool talk. And we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. We talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. Now let's welcome your host, with over a decade of industry insider experience and still the reigning champion of Marco Polo, Edgar De Jesus, and his co-host, John JJ Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and Zach the Pool Boy Nicholas.
Welcome, everyone, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. I'm your host, Edgar De Jesus, and yes, I am the reigning champion of Marco Polo, along with John J.J. Flawless, the fastest netter in the West, and the famous Zach, the Pool Boy Nicholas. Today, we're talking to Jennifer Melee, Kristen Mello, Megan Hightower, Alicia Rowe. I want to welcome everyone to our live podcast, the podcast where it's all pool talk, and we ain't talking about netting and jetting or splashing and dashing. We're talking about becoming a nation of pool pros. And yes, we will talk about the latest products, trends, and training in the pool industry. But before we get started today, I want to thank our visionary partners for this podcast: the Ultimate Pool Tools, the SPPA, Blu-ray XL, Aquastar Pool Products, Natural Chemistry, Raypack, Heritage Pool Supply, and Hayward Pool Products. We want to thank them for their continued support. Mr. Zacharias, I swear, I feel like it feels like you just left here. How you doing?
I did just leave there. I am I'm so fired up. I've accomplished more in 2 days since getting back here than I have in like the last 5 weeks, and you'd get a kick out of it. I bought a boombox for the shop, and I didn't realize I bought like some crazy bass boost, like phenomenal big speaker thing. And so the guy, like, I've now have to write a policy on how to properly use the boombox. And I've gotten warehouse lights that we've had for about a year sitting in boxes. We've had almost all of them installed today. I've had like a bajillion meetings with everyone. I mean, everyone was pumped up, but they were ready to leave at the end of the day today. Dude, we're out. We'll see you Monday.
So
but we've been killing it.
I want you to be honest with me. Just like, you could be completely honest. How much do they hate me?
The only people that know that this is a result of you are Aubrey and McKenna. So you definitely owe them a couple lunches.
I'm sure I'm at the bottom of their, favorite people.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, that trip up there was really enlightening for me, and it just reaffirmed a lot of things. Can I talk about the trip?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Yeah. So everyone knows I got to go to Gold Medal Pools. You guys probably are familiar with them. If not, Josh Sandler, the episode we had on, I got to go see their operation in action from, going in the very early morning before everyone was there and watch their team come in, the processes they have, how they go through that. And they're a huge operation. Got to sit in some meetings, and it was really an awesome experience. And if you know me, it got me really freaking going. And when I got back, we're making a lot of changes around here.
Hey, ladies, he literally got in the car and he was like, like, and I'm talking about he's doing that, but of all the things that he's going to do, I'm going to go buy a boom box and I'm going to do this. And he just like went through. I don't think he took a breath for like 20 minutes in the car. And that's when I knew I was in trouble with the girls over at the office, because I was just like, what have I done? So, but it was a great trip. I also lost, right? So I tried to. So there's one thing that they do there, and that is that they have a belt, right? Like a championship belt. And so each team, based on certain criteria, will win the belt for that week. So I thought I was going to be pretty smart. I don't think I probably thought through that I would lose, but I just kind of went, hey, I'll give you guys a bet. we'll do rock, paper, scissors, best of 3. If I win, I get to take the belt home with me for a week. Right. And by the way, like, you're not even allowed to touch the belt. Like, they wouldn't even let me touch the belt. So I go, I'll make you guys a deal. If I win, I take the belt for a week and I can brag about it all week that I won it. I go, if not, because it's by group, I go, if you guys win as a group, we will give you guys a table for the Pool Nation Awards. We'll pay for your tickets. We'll bring you to the awards. You could do all that. And so they're like, absolutely. So of course I went, boom, 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 and I lost. So I don't have the belt that I really kind of thought. I didn't think it through. I thought for sure I'd have the belt and I'd be sitting here today with a belt on my shoulder and you guys would be going, what the heck is that, Edgar? But
looking super cool.
Yeah. But so now I look as non-cool as I normally do. So Kristen, how are you? Welcome back.
Doing good. Been staying busy. Went to Jersey this past week. Got to see some family, have some good food, listen to, family talk, ask a whole lot of questions. Got to do my uncle's pool. Of course, we did a pool while we were up there. Just could not get away from it, but he needed the help. So found out that if there was one state in the nation that needs more help than South Carolina, it's probably New Jersey.
Yeah.
But
and now, are they closing pools already up there?
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, it was actually, the weather actually was probably nicer up there than it is down here, believe it or not.
Yeah, I know. And out here, it's been freaking warm out here.
And the traffic was better up there than it is in South Carolina.
Huh.
I could not believe it.
That's
like even the tolls. My family lives near New York City. His family lives near Philadelphia. So I got to see like both cities. And we even went down to Atlantic City, and the traffic was literally better in New Jersey than it is in South Carolina. South Carolina is out of control.
That is insane.
Totally out of control. So not that I'm considering moving back to New Jersey. There's absolutely no way it's ever going to happen. But I was pretty impressed. We had a good trip. We relaxed. It was nice. But the one thing that really did surprise me was, we went to the boardwalks. We walked around Atlantic City, Point Pleasant, Asbury Park. Every restaurant was closed. The restaurants closed for the season.
Wow.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Because Atlantic City gets really cold.
That doesn't make sense. They why would I don't understand why the restaurants would close. Like, it's a restaurant. You go inside the building and you eat. Like, it's not like the pools. Like, I can understand the pools closing. You don't want to swim outside, but the restaurants, like, people were walking up and down the boardwalk, like, and we'd walk up to the door and we'd go to Paul to go inside to have a meal, and cha-ching,
locked
every single restaurant, and it was like 75, 80 degrees outside. No rhyme or reason. All the restaurants were closed.
Oh, interesting.
Just could not understand it. So, like, the ice cream places, they were open, but
because they like the cold.
We just could not figure. Like, my husband and I were looking at each other and like, where do we go to eat? Like, you'd have to leave the boardwalk to go eat. I did kill it on the roulette tables. I was pretty happy about that.
How much did you hit them for?
I placed low bets because I'm scared. But I ended up, like, overall, I bet something around like maybe $210 total playing on the roulette tables. Won that back plus like $600.
Nice. Very nice. So awesome. Well, welcome back. We're glad to have you back. Megan, how are you? Megan, you started a little bit ago on the podcast. You had all the spotlights on you, and then slowly the lights just kind of dimmed.
Yes, I decided to sit outside, and the sun went down, and now the lights are gone. I have to hit the porch light here in a little bit. It's been a day. I now have a teenager in my house. So we had a birthday party, and
welcome to the club.
It doesn't seem like fun, and
only
it's
gonna
barely started.
Now, is it a boy or girl?
Girl.
Girl.
Oh, it's definitely gonna get worse. Definitely gonna get worse.
Yeah. So that'll,
Call me anytime.
I might need support.
Oh, you will.
Yeah. So it's been prepping for that all week and taking care of pools, and it's still ridiculously hot here. I think it was like 86, 87, which for us is kind of warm. So we're still dealing with the heat, still plugging away. So
That
that's
is.
been,
Now, this time of the year, how cold does it get for you guys? Because you guys get cold. Like people always think, oh, Vegas never gets cold, but it gets cold.
well, our lows out here are like 28 degrees is like the coldest we see. It usually hovers right around 30, at least last year. Last year, about this time, it was, I think our highs were in like this mid 70s at the hottest, and it was beautiful. But this year, it's been a little bit hotter. This summer got really hot. We saw 122,
Whoa.
which sounds like fun until you're in the sun cleaning pools all day. It's not
I,
so much fun anymore.
I don't know how you guys do it at all. I went over to visit Sienna and Phoenix, and I was just like, no. I'm like, nope, can't do it.
Yeah, my mother-in-law got me this vest, and you freeze these little ice pouches, and you
Uh-huh.
put them in the vest, so you're wearing like ice in your vest, and it's great. Amazon, that thing is a game changer.
Myself one of those.
That is awesome. Jennifer, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I've been really busy and dealing with the aftermath of the hurricanes, and everything's okay though. We're all right. Business has been impacted.
Oh, I
It's
can
been
assume.
a long couple weeks. So we're just trying to crawl to the top and get it all finished. It's been a lot of extra work, a lot of harder work, a lot of equipment replacements. You know, had a little bit of everything going on. So it's just a lot.
Now, how bad were you guys impacted?
Our immediate little area where we live in Land O'Lakes, Florida, was not terrible. We did have some roof damage ourselves, but not, we don't need a whole new roof. We just need to patch what we've got going on. But Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, it's bad. Clearwater and St. Pete's they're devastated. Some of our pools are gone. The houses are destroyed. They've got to tear them down. So it's been very overwhelming. I've been through, I guess, said hurricanes before, but we've never had one really impact us like these did. And we didn't even get hit. So I can't even imagine the people that actually got hit by them, because what we're seeing out here every day is just, it's heart-wrenching to see all the people. But everybody's finally got power back. Everything seems to be open again, so that's good. Even grocery stores were just running like a few hours a day. They weren't open all day. There wasn't that much food. The gas, you could not hardly get gas. Chris went and got gas a few times at like 1:30 in the morning because we couldn't keep our trucks full. So it's just been, dealing with that, but we're trying to stay positive.
Yeah.
And move forward with that. So
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like until you actually live something like that, but you're in it when it's that bad, you really kind of don't understand the concept of it, right? Like the panic of you waiting for gas in a line for 3 hours and you don't know if you're going to get gas or not, right?
right.
You're without power for weeks at a time. And you normally you could take a day or two and you can kind of muscle through it, but all of a sudden when you start going a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks without power, it really starts, not just impacting you, but your mental health, right? You really kind of start, and everybody in the area just kind of starts to get into that kind of depression type mode.
Right.
And then cleanup takes a long time, so you're constantly driving around like you are, looking at all these houses completely tore up, and you feel bad for the people, so you're constantly in that kind of state of depression. So
Definitely. Yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge. And like you were talking about earlier too, we're empty nesters now. Braden moved out in June.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah. He's
Where
in Omaha.
He's in Omaha.
Yeah.
What is he doing out there?
He is working for a construction company. He loves it.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So he still gets to ride his horses, have some fun.
Yeah. That guy's a true cowboy.
Yeah.
Yeah, true cowboy.
He
So
sure is.
he came out to Texas, and we even took him and got, custom made hats, right? They just have the hats that are just flat, and they steam them and they shape them and they do all that kind of stuff. So I did try to get him those blue suede boots, but that did not have it. Look, ladies, don't laugh. Megan, don't laugh. I have those blue suede. I have blue, really cool suede boots.
Here it is, Edgar.
Surprise.
There's
What's
that's
that?
the number of the boots. We still have it. It's sitting right here on the desk.
So, by the way, ladies, I'm going to tell you this. If you come around me and you come with your kids, you're in trouble, because
So
I was just ready to buy Braden the whole world. Like, he wanted $3,000 boots. I'm like, let's do it. He wanted to take a horse with him. Let's do it. He just, whatever he wanted. I think
You
Chris
were ready. Yes.
I think Chris, by the end of it, was like, yeah, I don't think we want to hang out with Edgar anymore.
I think Braden really enjoyed it, though. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was good.
Yeah, no, it was a great trip, and then we went down to the stockyards. So
Yeah, we had a good time that trip. It was awesome.
a great time. It was great to have you guys down here. So, Miss Rowe, how are you?
Well, I'm doing really well. I feel like I have nothing to complain about after hearing Jennifer's story. Boy, out here in sunny San Diego, we got some mist this morning that count for anything. I mean, it was 72 by 10, but
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
no,
being a
but really,
downer over here.
no, Jennifer, oh my gosh, my heart goes out to you and everybody in that situation. I can imagine. I grew up in New Jersey, so I know weather. I know storms. I know what it's like to go without power. I know all that kind of thing, and I'll never move back. So I really, with all sincerity, Jennifer, I feel for you and everything you're
Well, thank
dealing
you.
with.
We're good, though.
Get
We're
through
okay.
it.
It's just,
Yeah,
just out driving around
yeah.
is what gets me. So we didn't have any major impacts. So I'm thankful, very thankful for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you guys had
Yeah,
left, right, Jennifer?
We did leave, yeah.
Yeah.
We went up to the Panhandle of Destin for a little bit.
Yeah.
So
Good.
we were there for
Yes,
about 5 days, I think. And then one of the neighbors called and said the power was back on, so we went home the next day.
Gotcha.
So
oh, good.
yeah, it wasn't too
Good.
bad.
Yeah.
So
My biggest hiccup. Oh, sorry, go.
No, I was going to say that
What? No.
damn weather down in San Diego it's a killer.
It's a killer. Yeah. My biggest hiccup in life right now is a remodel in our house. So, I pivot, make things work. I'm out in my truck, close enough to the house to pick up Wi-Fi, but far enough away you can't hear them grinding on tile. So, enjoy my background here. This is the to-go office. As most of us pool people know, you make it
Absolutely.
work.
Living
So are you doing the kitchen or the bathrooms?
Master bathroom.
Master
And
bathroom.
the whole closet. Yeah. So the whole bathroom, we gutted everything. Like, we had a walk-through kind of closet into the bathroom. And so we just gutted everything. We're going to do the closet factory style closets that run into the bathroom, ripped out the tub, doing a walk-in shower, doing all of it kind of handcrafted.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of.
That is awesome.
To this house being like ours. It's the last thing to get renovated. We moved in 3 years ago and lived with a big missing 12 by 12 spot of tile for that time. So it's going to feel really nice to walk into a room and not have to trip over tile missing.
Now have you gone nuts in the renovation, and because you gutted it, you're like going all out?
Well, do I mention the $800 bidet now?
Oh, you're talking my style right there. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, we were straight up talked into that. It didn't take much to convince us to get the heat warmer and all the fans and the different settings we're gonna be
That's
not
my style right there.
paper for a while.
Yeah. You know, my wife
Yeah.
bamboozled me once and said we were redoing the kitchen downstairs and there's a bathroom right by the downstairs, a full bathroom. And she's like, oh, let's just do the tile and oh, what do we do? The cabinets and oh, what do we do? Next thing you know, she spent like $9,000 redoing a bathroom. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like what bathroom? And it was just the smaller bathroom. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. But I think that might be a girl
if we're
thing.
gonna do it, if you're gonna do it, you might as well get everything you want in it.
Yeah,
So-
because you can you say, oh, we'll just do this and we'll add this later, and then you never do.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
nope. I like your style. Go big or go home.
Don't get him started.
Right,
He's going to
right.
spend all your money.
He will.
Now or never.
It's done now. It's done. Everything is we're in the final
me a
steps.
favor.
We're wrapping up.
Send me the contractor's name and send me the plan real quick. I'll take a look at it while you guys are chatting on the podcast.
Yeah, I'll send that right over. Mhm.
You've got 2 shower heads.
Yes, but they're
And
both on
one
the
up-
same side. Yeah, they're both on the same side. It's like the raindrop, and then
Okay,
the handheld.
so the
With
rain.
a
There
little
you
bench
go.
in the corner. Yeah, with the
bench
with
in the
steam
corner.
Effect. Yep, with the steam effect. Hmm.
Damn. I think we don't want to do the podcast anymore. We just want to get a tour. So,
Yeah.
anyways, ladies, I'm really excited to have you guys on. Really excited for your guys' nominations for Pool Girl of the Year this year for the Pool Nation Awards. It is tough for me because I'm not allowed to talk about it, right? So I kind of see when the nominations come in and I try to do a good job at just not looking, but you know how it is. Like when you can put your hand in the cookie jar, why wouldn't you? You know? So I was very excited to see all of you ladies nominated for the Pool Girl of the Year. And Jennifer's been to the awards, Megan's been, Kristen's been, Miss Rowe, you're the only one missing, right? Not only that, this is going to be your first year and you're nominated.
That's awesome.
Yeah. True. Yep.
That is very cool. I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. So, all right, ladies, I want to get into your stories. Let me get through some housekeeping notes here really quick, which by the way, Zach, I just want to say this podcast with the ladies makes me feel right at home.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause we've been talking for 20 minutes and we haven't even started yet. So you guys are taking John's spot and we're like right on time. We're doing good. We're perfect. So, anyways, a couple of things that I want to do. I do want to thank, actually first I'll start with the shout out of the week, and that's going to go to Abigail Crosby and Aiden Dunn, Pool Guy and Pool Girl of the Year last year for the Pool Nation Awards. We are getting close to the awards. We're probably 2-3 weeks away. So anyways, wanted to talk really quick, Zach, about the prizes for this year. If any of you ladies win the Pool Girl of the Year, here's what you're going to get. You are going to get a heater from Raypack. You are going to get a pump, a filter, and an ozone from Aquastar. You're going to get an S3 Aquarite from Hayward. You are going to get a limited edition, which, by the way, I was told that I can't have one. You guys are going to get a limited edition Ultimate Pool. And by the way, the one this year has a sparkle to it. It's beautiful. And so I saw it and I told Ken, I need one of those for the wall. I kind of keep the really cool ones. And he's like, there's only 2 of them. And unless you've been nominated for Pool Guy and Pool Girl of the Year and you win, you can't have one. So I don't get one this year. But I'll have to tell you, it's probably my favorite one that I've seen so far.
Oh, wow.
And then the other thing that you get is you get a $500 gift certificate from Revved Up Uniform, from Revved Up Apparel this year.
Awesome.
So we're really kind of excited about that. So those will be the prizes for this year for Pool Guy and Pool Girl of the Year. I do want to thank our sponsors for the awards this year. I want to thank Heritage, Biolab, HASA, our friends at Blu-ray, Hayward, the SPPA, Solenis, Tech Vector Media Group, Lamont, IPS Controllers, Raypack, Aquastar, Natural Chemistry, Ultimate Pool Tools, the Pool Pro Magazine, the PSP Expo, Revved Up Apparel. I do want to thank the chapter, the PHTA chapter down in San Diego. They are sponsors of the Pool Nation Awards as well. Terra Manufacturing. And I do want to give a special shout out to Adam and Kevin from Pool Brain, because let me share with you what was happening. So we're going to do the after party. We have a jazz band that, thank you to Aquastar, sponsored the jazz band. So we're going to theme it 20s, 30s jazz band. So we go to the historic old Union Station, and so we're going to have jazz band, open bar, and we wanted to have a cigar room. Well, saying that you're going to have a cigar room is very easy, but then actually trying to pull it off, well, not so easy. So, anyways, so we were talking to Adam and Kevin from Pool Brain that we're trying to pull off this cigar. We screwed up. We already said that we were going to have it. So everybody has the expectation, and I'm over here freaking out. And so anyways, we're trying to figure it out. And, I was talking to Adam and Kevin, and they're like, we can help you with that with one condition. And I'm like, yeah, what's that? And they're like, if you let us sponsor the cigar room. And we're like, done, we're in. And 30 minutes later, I get a call. Boom, we're set. We got the cigar room. So big thanks. So Adam's a big cigar guy. So, they jumped in, they stepped in, and then not only did they want to help, but they sponsored the cigar room for the Pool Nation Awards. So big shout out to them out there. We really appreciate that.
Edgar, I didn't share. My mom, I talked to her yesterday, and she was looking at the Union Station and the after party, and she called me and she said, well, I had to move my flights to later in the day on Thursday because she's going to be hanging out at the after party late. So.
I do want to say one thing, Zach, is that I really get excited when I see that there's a lot of people coming and people coming from far and stuff like that. But this year, the person that I'm most excited about that's coming to the awards is your mom. Yeah. I'm really excited. So, ladies, you guys know, and I've shared the story, like that, John and I lost our moms. And so, but we always love, she's always commenting. She's always posting. She's always in the background cheering us on. And it's been since like day one, and it doesn't stop. Like there's not 1 week that doesn't go by that I get a message from her, like cheering us on and so excited and all that kind of stuff. And it was so funny because we talked about the after party and stuff like that. And she was sending me like fire emojis and all excited. And I'm like, this is so cool. So, so we're really excited for her to come out to be part of the award. So, anyways, Pool Nation Spotlights Insights coming out here in about a week. The other thing that we want to talk about really quick is the Pool Nation Conference, 9th, 10th, and 11th. We are doing 4 tracks. We're doing technical, hands-on, business, and retail. And I think at this stage, ladies, I'm not going to go into too much detail because I know what's going to happen to me. People are going to say, we didn't know about the training. We didn't know about the awards. But I'm like, we've talked about it for like the last 3 months. So I'm not going to go into detail on this podcast. If you've missed it by now, you've missed it. So, and the last thing that we have is the Heritage Pool Pro Appreciation event, which is going to be November 11th. And that's going to be right after the Pool Nation Conference. We're going to do something a little bit different. We are going to do more of a hands-on environment. So we are going to have vendors there. We're going to have people there, but it's all going to be with products that all the pool pros can tear apart, can play with, can learn how to program, change motors, all that kind of fun stuff. And then the other thing that we're doing is the Pool Nation Business Bar concept, which is kind of after the Apple Bar concept. So with an Apple phone, look, Zach, I have an Apple phone. It doesn't work, but I have it. Oh, it does work. So what you do at the Apple Bar is you show up with your phone and you go, hey, I don't know how to do this. You sit down and they show you how to do it. They help you fix it right then and there. Well, we're doing the same concept, but we're doing that concept for business, right? We do have a lot of people that are business owners. We'll have Josh there. We'll have Eugene. We'll have Javier. We've got people that will talk about HR. We've got financial planning. We've got training. We've got branding, marketing, everything that pool pros can talk about. And literally we set up the space so that there's chairs and you could just go pull a chair, pull up, sit down, and talk to them about any of those things that you want to talk about. So it's the first time that we do it. So let's see if it's a hit or a miss, right? So
Sounds amazing.
it could be a flop, but it's okay. We just want to try something new. So anyways, so that's what I have for the housekeeping notes, and we're 30 minutes in. We haven't started, so let's get this party started. So Kristen, I'm going to start with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your story and how you got into the pool industry?
My background in the pool industry. My husband's been doing pools for probably about 25, probably going on 30 years. And when I got into the pool industry, my husband and I, and he was working residential probably, and I contribute. He said, "Why don't we start a pool business?" So I have a marketing and advertising degree and got started. Figured, well, if I can start anything, I'm going to start this. I'm going to do it. I'd worked with my parents. They had always owned their own businesses. So, I figured, well, I've, worked with my parents before, how hard could this be? I had a lot to learn. And so I sat down immediately and started reading manuals, trying to learn everything that I could, following him in the field, right on his heels like a shadow, trying to, pick up everything that I could. And I had no idea how involved it was. And I just thought that, okay, well, he cleans pools. What does that entail? Yeah, right. Lucky for me, right about that time is when COVID hit and everything went online. So I was able to, where we used to have to go out of town for manufacturers' conferences, all of that went online for free. And so when he would sit at night and watch TV, I would get certifications and enhance my education and move forward. And about that time was when I got hooked on Orenda and started really learning about LSI chemistry and really kind of found my niche with that. And realized that they would come and train our staff for free. And Eric came down, and I took such a liking to the chemistry aspect of things that I just started driving him crazy, calling him and asking him questions and trying to learn as much as I could on that aspect. I'm very ADD, so when I get bored with one thing, I have to move on to another and put all of my focus into that. So this industry was a gem for me because when I got bored in one aspect of the industry, I could move on to another and put all of my focus into that. And my husband calls it downloading the matrix. Because I was pretty much able to continue to just move from one thing to another and learn everything that I possibly could about it, as quickly as I possibly could. And once I realized that there were so many different certifications and, things that I could do, I wanted to learn everything and keep moving forward. I'm probably about 3 classes away from my IWI with water shape. So by the end of the year, I should have my IWI. And I did that in, where am I now? 8 years in the industry. So, and I started doing the water shape university courses 4 years ago. When did I win the Plico? 2021? What year is it? 2024? So from 2021 to 2024, I've gotten my IW. Basically, I'll have my IWI by the end of the year. That's pretty much all I do. I'm huge on education. And one of the things that I wanted to do when we started the company was try to see what everybody else was doing and do something completely different. And that was scary enough education, which is really scary. But we've made sure that we kind of tried to stick with that, making sure that our techs are educated, that we really make that our main goal in the company. making sure that they get certified. They do the Arenda Academy first. Then they move on to things like algae prevention eradication, the national certification for, water chemistry. We get them into water shape. We get them in with the PHTA. We make sure that they don't get raises if they don't turn in certifications. We don't want our company to be leaf chasers. We want them to be the most educated in the industry. And we want them to understand that this isn't just a job for the summer, in school. We want them to understand that this is a career. So once we started the service company grew like crazy. We started working with builders, and we became the service company that did the startups for the builders. We got the MPC startup certification. We did the startups for the builders. Then we became the service company that would do all of the repairs and all of the checklist items for the builders. We went from Virginia Tech all the way down to Gainesville, Florida, running all over the East Coast, getting these commercial pools DHEC ready. And came to quickly realize that, we're making 13 trips to Asheville to get these pools, boom, 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 DHEC ready, fixing all these problems. And who was getting the credit? The builder was. And it became, where we were overnight, hey, we've got a DHEC inspection tomorrow. This is broken, this is broken, this is broken. We're repairing things, we're doing all of these things. And the builder goes, we did it. And then at the very end, when we would go and say, okay, well, we made 15 trips, this is what it costs, they'd go, well, can you take $500 off of that? So the more that we thought about it, we were kind of like, this isn't right. So we started to move into remodels, and we took the remodel course with Water Shape. We took the replaster the plaster course with Water Shape, and that's how we ended up getting hooked in with John Temple. Love me some John Temple. I love me some John Temple. Nicest guy that you're ever going to meet in your life. The most kind man, smart man, and he's amazing. And learned more about plaster than I ever thought that I could know. And realized that we don't have to be the service company that works for the builder. We can be the company that is doing the replasters. We can be the company that's doing the remodels. We can be the company that's doing it all. And so that's the direction that we're moving towards now, is we're going to be the company that does it all. And so very quickly, we've gone from just me and my husband with a net and a pole in the back of the truck running around, trying to do everything for everybody, to we're just going to be the ones that do it all for ourselves.
That is absolutely awesome. And I think you're starting to see that a little bit more in the industry, right, Zach? You're really kind of starting to see a lot of companies that have really kind of stuck to one thing only, really kind of starting to diversify, and you're starting to see that a little bit more common. Cue Zach.
Yeah, no.
Unmute.
I was fumbling there with
yeah,
mute button.
you can see him struggling over with the left trying to unmute.
Say yes, Zach.
Yes.
There we go.
Shake your head, Zach. Shake your head.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, you're definitely starting to see a lot more of that. So no, that's absolutely awesome.
I was trying not to cry because I was so inspirational.
Yeah, well, you just gave him a whole bunch of ideas. He's going to go talk to his team tomorrow and be like, "We're going to do everything." That,
Gotta get a few in there.
Yeah, that's awesome, Megan. Two things. One, all of a sudden, see the lighting kind of went poof, and you got that lighting poof. Kind of got it. You know what it was, guys. Is she knew she was probably going to be next, so she's like, "I'm just going to wait," and lighting now, boom. So
Cute. question.
Yep. So tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into the industry?
How did I get? I got in. I like to say kicking and screaming because this was Jordan's baby, and he pulled me into it.
Ditto.
The first week, I couldn't lift my arms, and them hanging at my sides hurt so bad because I wasn't used to brushing. And of course, I got handed a pool that was green every week, no matter what we did.
Oh no.
The previous pool company had programmed the pump to run like 4 hours at night during the summer. So that never
In
ends well.
120-degree heat.
Yeah, so once we discovered that was the problem, it was quickly fixed, but got pulled into it by Jordan and started with one riptide and working together, and pretty soon we had two. And man, like it blew up quick. And I'm stronger than I ever thought I would be. And we just are now looking to do more, kind of like Kristen was talking about, which hearing her story is really inspirational, that you can start off cleaning and you can get the education and you can go do all these things. And that's awesome. Jordan's working on his water shape certifications right now. I'm just kind of hanging back, and I told him he's the brains of it. I'll work. I was like, this is your baby. I'll support you from back here. I'll help you. You got to do the stuff up front though. That's yours. So he tries to talk to me, and it's like, I don't understand what you're saying. I can do the pool chemistry. I can do the pumps. Like, I don't like the plumbing. I'd rather do the electrical all day, but you got to go outside your comfort zone and do it and grow. So that's what we're doing. We're just working on building our business up so that it can sustain itself and we can move forward with more education and do more, because there's not any pool companies in the valley besides us. So we're trying to grow, be there for the community, have fun with it. And that's been great.
So in what part of Vegas are you? Or what part of Nevada are you guys in?
We're between Vegas and Mesquite. I think it's like 47 minutes outside Vegas.
Okay. So you're kind of close over to Vegas.
Yeah, it's a hour drive.
And you guys service all year round.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just, it doesn't get that cold that you're closing or stopping service.
No, and everybody has spas down here, it seems like, and they heat them, so they need to be cleaned and worked on.
So do you guys get a lot of above ground spas or mostly just pools with spas?
We have a couple above ground spas, but
it's not
a lot
common.
of them are the pool spas.
Gotcha. And so how long have you been doing pools now?
We started May of 2023.
I remember. Okay, so I'm gonna backtrack here. I'm gonna tell a little story, and I didn't want to because I wanted you to obviously start, and talk about your story. But we met Jordan for the first time at the very first boot camp that we did, which was over at Zach's place, and that was August of 2023, right? And so he came all the way out from Las Vegas, from close to Las Vegas. But it was funny because we talked about it right afterwards. We can see, and we talked to a lot of people, and between me, John, and Zach, we're always like, this person's going to be on the map, right? Like, this person's going to stick around. This person's going to be in. This is an industry person. And then there's other people that you meet that you just kind of know. They come in, they kind of don't like it. They just kind of fade away and they're gone. And it was right off the bat. We just knew that this guy's going to stick around. This guy's going to be around for a while. So it was awesome to meet him, and he was phenomenal. And it was just a lot of the different things. Like he was doing the education, he was listening, he was studying, but then he was also networking, right? He was not afraid to go talk to Zach or talk to John or talk to other pool pros. And you could tell that he was just, very hungry about learning. And then of course, a little bit after that, we saw that he kind of pulled you in.
Oh, yes. He's very driven. If he wants to do it, it's going to get done. That is for sure. He's going to jump through the hoops to make it happen. And that's what's really awesome. Is like now he's looking into all these different things, and it's like, oh great, here comes more. Like, I have my own stuff. It's okay. It's okay. I can make it work.
So,
What's great is I clean pools during the day and I ride horses, but you can't ride in 120-degree weather. So I wait until the sun goes down and then I go ride at the fairgrounds under the light. So makes it pretty nice. I can still do both. I don't have to compromise on either one.
yeah, and it's very flexible. It's a great opportunity for a career where you're able to do that, finish early, and go do what you want to do.
Oh, yes. It's been great.
Sorry, I had to turn around and yell at my dog over here because he hasn't stopped the whole time. So, and are you going to Vegas? Are you not to Vegas? I keep saying Vegas. Everybody keeps, yeah. Are you going to Dallas?
Absolutely.
That is
I'm
awesome.
excited about that. I visited Texas. I was there for like 6 or 7 hours because we just popped in and popped out. And so I'm excited to go down and get to see everybody and get to learn. So it'll be fun. I'm excited.
I do have somebody on here saying, and she's winning buckles.
I won one. Hopefully another one soon, but we'll see.
So what buckle did you win?
Oh my gosh, I went to a Tough Enough to Wear Pink race and I'm so glad no one recorded it. That run was so embarrassing. It was horrible. Somehow I landed just right to win the 4D buckle and like $300. And I was like, yeah, money. I don't know why. Like every time that horse makes a run, he lands in money or he lands somewhere great. He's like a cat. He's always on his feet. And he's my pride and joy. I trained him. And he's been with me for 6 years now. And so it's been great. And now we're sitting in the top of the points, I believe, for another buckle. Next race is tomorrow. Last one is in December. So we'll see.
That is awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Super exciting.
Oh, yes.
So, and then we obviously heard that you entered the teenage phase.
Oh, yes. Now I have a teenager.
Did you hear that? Oh, yes.
Well, and if it was a boy, it probably wouldn't be so bad, but it's a girl. So.
Don't kid yourself. Boys are just as bad.
Not mine.
So,
I don't know.
Mine was easy.
My boys thought that they just they knew it all. Like they were,
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's my middle child.
Right, Jennifer?
Absolutely. Yeah. He proved it to us as well, Moved out 4 days after he turned 18.
It's like that saying for that shirt, right? Like, who needs Google when I have a son, right? He knows it all. I just always have to turn over and ask him, I don't need to Google it. So,
yeah.
Absolutely
The best part
awesome.
about having a teenager is they can come to work now in your business.
Tried that too.
True. The question is, are they doing it under protest? Because let me tell you, my youngest son, if he had to go do pools with me, he was cranky. When he got old enough, what did he do? I hooked him up with Justin and he would go do pools, and all he would do is come back home and talk about pools and how cool it was and all that. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I'm like, I would take you with me. You would bitch and complain the entire time to where I just didn't want to have you. And now, this is the best job ever.
Oh, yeah.
Typical teenagers.
I've bribed my 11-year-old a few times. I'm like, I'll get you a Slurpee if you go help me today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
And
not going to last very much longer.
No.
The Slurpees will only take you so far. Do take advantage of them while they work.
Oh, yes.
So, absolutely. Love it.
Yeah.
So, our friend Jennifer. So, for everybody that's listening, Jennifer's pretty much kind of part of the Pool Nation family, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, right? So Jennifer and Chris go way back, and now you're going to make me think, because obviously I remember Jordan's story very clearly of when we first met him. But gosh, we got to go back and talk about Chris. But first, before we talk about Chris, let's talk about you.
Well, I, like Megan, it was kind of kicking and screaming. it was a necessity. At the beginning of COVID, our business just went wild and crazy, and he couldn't keep up on his own anymore. So we decided together to sell my car and go get a second truck. And I very quickly went out on my own, was doing my own route. I had been working, I would go with him sometimes because we've always, throughout our marriage, we've been married almost 25 years, and we've always kind of worked together in one capacity or another. We've had a few businesses where we've, cleaned homes back in Illinois and things like that. So we make a good team. We enjoy working together. So it was really easy for me to just tag along because I wanted to be with him. So I would just go to work with him. And I enjoyed it a lot, so I just didn't know very much. I was just going to be with him and do whatever he told me to do. And I'm like the meticulous one. I like everything just the way I like it. And that is still so true. Even the other night, he was loading up salt in my truck for me so kindly. And he just put it on the back of the tailgate. And he's like, I know you like it just like you like it. So I'll just put it here and you can put it in the truck. And I'm like, thank you, appreciate that. But so yeah, it was in probably April or May of 2020 when I went out and started doing pools on my own. And it was very overwhelming at first. But I tell you what, I think that's when it was probably earlier in that year when Chris connected with you guys at Pool Nation. And you really did. You guys turned around our business. You really helped us. He was able to bounce everything off you guys and get, all the help we needed, no matter what it was. And there was always something, it seemed like, that we weren't sure about or what to do with that. But he's so passionate about it. So it made it easier for me to just fall into place and do it. But I let him be my crutch for a long time. And I think, he still is a little bit on certain things. I'll call him and, I feel bad calling him, but I'm like, what do I do with this? So, but I try so hard to learn everything I need. I feel comfortable with the chemistry. I love the chemistry aspect of it. Not as in depth as some people are, but I know where to get where I need to go with it. And I love that. And I don't know, it really has just it's been amazing. But like Megan said, it's exhausting. You find muscles you had no idea you even knew you had. You come home, you're tired, and being a small company, we're still doing it on our own and trying to find the right fit for the employees because we want to grow. We have the potential to grow so much. And over the years, we've given up work, lower paying jobs. We've given those up, gotten rid of them, filled up the schedule with more expensive pools. John always pounded that into us, that there's no, you got to get what you're worth. And that's really stuck with us. And we knew we were worth it. We knew what we were doing is so different than most of the people in the Tampa Bay area. There's a few outstanding people, but we knew that we were far ahead of everybody else as far as, they'd come in and just fly. We were watching somebody one day across the canal at one of our jobs, and this guy literally came in and was done he came in at the same time we did. He was done servicing the pool before we were finished testing.
Wow.
I'm like, what did he just do over there? And I'm like, and that just set it in stone that we knew how different we wanted to be and how different we are. So that's really drove us to be the best we can. And Chris loves the education aspect of it, and he will do anything he can to learn. He's still trying to work on getting the contractor's license. So at the moment, we're still just purely service. So we've got a great repair guy that we work closely with, and he takes care of all of our repairs for us. But we just do strictly service. So we keep so busy doing that. We had 2 to 3 builders at one time. That really grew our business. Right now we're working for just one currently. So that, because the startups, those take so much time and effort, and they're always in far different corners of the earth. they're never within your route. It seems like they're always somewhere else. So it was just putting a lot of miles and running and going, and it's just a constant, you got to keep moving and get it all done. So, but I mean, it really has, I do love it so much. And Pool Nation family has been so much to us. You guys have taught us so much. And then even just meeting all the different amazing women in the industry has really inspired me. That's just so, because when we started, there wasn't, there was maybe a handful, and now there's so many, and that's so awesome. And I'm sure there was more, but we just weren't connected. And now with you guys, it's getting so connected. Everybody out there will help, and they're willing, and we just love that aspect of it.
Yeah, you guys have been absolutely amazing, and you guys are part of the family. And it's funny because you kind of come and hang out, and you're with us at all these events, and you guys leave, and every time that you leave, me and John always turn around like, oh my God, we love them so much. They're so freaking awesome. You guys are just absolutely amazing, sweet people.
I think
Not
Zach
you.
misses us too.
Yeah. I love you guys too.
We know, we love you all.
So, no, you guys
Edgar
are just
does make us spend too much money though. So
me. That's what happens when you bring your kids next to me. It costs you like $5,000. You're gonna. He came and he got one hat, and then I'm like, why are you only having, like, you come out here, you're having hats custom made. Why only leave with one, right?
Right.
Like, you might as well leave with 2 or 3. Like, this is a once in a lifetime, right? Right, Miss Rowe?
Yes.
It's like, you go for the bidet, right? Like, you go for the bidet. Like, if you're gonna go all the way.
Yeah.
I'm just upset we weren't able to get him those boots.
Man, we tried. We almost got them. We called after we came home, and we just kept going back and forth with it. And he told us they're too much money.
They were definitely a lot of money. Well,
so
they were
we
like,
backed off of it.
What was like? They were like $3,000, right?
Yeah.
Card's still sitting there though.
What's that?
Card's not off the table. It's still sitting there.
They're gone. We went last year. We checked. They weren't there anymore. Somebody bought them.
Let me tell you, I swear Chris was probably ready to kill me by the end of that trip, because he just, like, you could tell he was like, you just need to shut up.
It was so fun though. I loved it.
And by the way, just to let all you know, like, I'm the type of person that just, like, loves to spoil kids, right? And now I'm at the stage where they're not mine, so it's just about being popular. So
That's right. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. No, but yeah, and I remember, and obviously I remember that Chris connected with John first. And I remember your guys' journey at the beginning. And obviously it was a struggle, right? There's this learning process, and we all did it, right? All of us have done it, where we start with the lower and just kind of trying to get pools and stuff like that. But there's a moment that the light switch goes off, and we kind of go, wait a second, we don't need to be at the bottom, right? With the lowest rates. There's customers that are going to pay for that high level service. And Chris and you are both amazing at this, that you guys are just like, we're either going to do it well and we're going to do it all the way, or we're not going to do it. Right. And I know that Chris, especially, he's a startup master, for God's sakes. I mean, this guy was doing, how many startups was he doing a year? There was tons and tons of startups that he was doing every year.
I can't even tell you, it was too many.
and the thing is, like you were saying, they were long distances, but then there weren't even these small little pools. I mean, these were all, like, he was doing startups for, like, Ryan Hughes is his name, right? Ryan, right? Yeah. I mean, these are all like these monstrosity of pools that have, like, all these water features and 2 bodies, and you guys are doing, all those startups. But it has been very neat to see your guys' journey. You guys are absolutely part of the Pool Nation family. Like, you're just part of the family. So we love to see your guys' journey and how far you've come, and to see you nominated for Pool Girl of the Year was very exciting. And you guys are nominated for Truck Wrap as well.
Truck Wrap and business.
Truck Wrap and business.
Yeah, we are.
Wow.
We're
fancy.
so excited, and I'm honored to be nominated for Pool Girl of the Year. I mean, that says a lot. I mean, that feels special. You know, I really enjoy that. So even
That-
if you don't, you know, I didn't win last year, but it's such an honor to know that somebody noticed you, and somebody took the time to nominate you.
Absolutely. And there's because there's a lot of pool guys and pool girls out there, right? I mean,
Absolutely.
there's based on statistics, there's about 80,000 pool service companies that are registered in the US, right? And those are the ones that are registered with licenses. We know that there's a lot more than that. So, but like I like to say, Jennifer, I agree with you 100%. It's just that somebody took the time to nominate you, and your nomination was not your husband, by the way. So
No.
I know that much. There was somebody else that was out there looking at you and nominated you for Pool Girl of the Year. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Miss Rowe,
Yes,
how are you?
I'm doing good.
You're doing good.
I'm
So-
also super honored to have been nominated. Winning doesn't even matter. Just the fact that I have been recognized, it means a ton. My local IPSA meeting this month, there's the 10 San Diegans. So we're actually doing a happy hour this week. There's 10 of us in San Diego that have been nominated for different categories. So we're all doing a good little get together, and yeah, it's a super great honor to.
There is a
involved.
huge that group in San Diego every year does a lot of nominating. They do a lot of voting. They do a lot of advertising. Like, people keep posting, they keep, sharing, they keep, and it's not just like one person, but everybody kind of keeps creating these posts and resharing it. And I was noticing that last year, it kind of clicked last year at the awards, how big of a community is that they're in it, and they're voting, and they're doing all the right things.
Right, which includes Aiden, which is a super awesome aspect. He won last year, and now he's up for 30 under 40. So yeah, we've got a great group of people, representatives, the sales reps from all the different areas, and yeah, so it's a huge honor to be a part of the group. It's funny, I'm 8 years in, but I feel like just the baby still. Boy, these 8 years have gone fast. It's it's pretty crazy. So as far as how I got into it, so I had a whole career set and ready to go in the horse world. I managed a therapeutic riding program, teaching people with disabilities how to ride horses. So if you think managing employees is challenging, try managing people you don't pay.
Oh, that ought to be
So
fun.
I learned a lot. Yeah, I learned a lot in that career, where I was having to coordinate the volunteers, the paid staff who were the instructors and the caretakers, and then the horses themselves, also having to train them and keep them on, a good regimen and happy and going. And then in that field, I became a big part of the conferences and the training. So I was the training the trainers in that world. And then, having a good old time playing soccer blew my knee out, and had to give up that world. And in the meanwhile, I had a friend that owned a very successful pool business. She owned it, female owned. She owned it for, she was on almost 20 years on her own, and she had
Wow.
incorporated it back in 2014, and she was absolutely ready to get out, to the point where she was just going to dump the company if it didn't sell. So I decided that with a little help from my baby brother, who is also a pool boy up in Long Island, I did some ride-alongs with him and kind of, there goes my auxiliary in my to-go office. Hold on. So my baby brother kind of helped me see the light of day and see that, this can be a really good career move, and that we as a family have a lot with the working of pumps and electrical. My parents owned a company that maintained the lab animal sanitizing machines. So you think about these big, like Johnson & Johnson and Merck and Sloan and all these big companies that used lab animals. My parents, they maintained the big dishwashers that cleaned their cages. So high voltage sanitizing level water, kind of that aspect was already very ingrained in our daily life as kids. So I picked up the baton and ran. Literally, I handed her the deposit for the company, and she took off in a 3-month driving tour of the country and moved to North Carolina. So sink or swim, and I swam. So it's been an awesome journey. I'm super happy to be on this side of some of that learning curve. Education was absolutely a huge part of how I got here. Utilizing my skills of the management and the business aspect and things like that, but then learning and going to the conferences and you guys were a huge part of that. That first Western show down in the basement in that itty bitty little room way back. What was that, 2018 or 2019? And it's just, I feel like I've grown with you guys, and going to your boot camps and just kind of keep accelerating with what you keep dishing it out, and I'll keep scooping it up. So
I appreciate that. I do want to tell a little story about you, right? That right, Zach?
Yeah.
You want to say it, Zach, or you want me to tell it?
Go ahead. This is a good one.
So we had never met her, and we go over to the Western. Well, let me backtrack. So John and I do the Instagram Live every Wednesday, and then we do the podcast every Friday. It must have been, I don't know. It had to be over a year, right? It was over a year that we would be doing the Instagram Live and the podcast, and John would be talking, and every 30 seconds, 45 seconds, minute, whatever, you would hear the fire alarm go chirp, chirp. And you don't think anything that big of a deal, but ladies, at least 2 hours a week that we're talking to John, and there's a freaking beeping going on in the back of his thing. And so it was like at least a year that he did not change the batteries in this damn thing, right? Ironically, his house caught fire, but we'll talk about that.
That's why I don't tell this story, because then his house caught fire. It's not funny anymore.
we do give him crap. We're like, bro, you didn't change the fire alarm. What did you expect?
My husband takes the batteries out of them when they start chirping.
Yeah.
Learn from John.
So learn from John, right? Because John's house caught fire, and so they lost the whole house. So that's not good. But anyways, what was so awesome, and these are moments that get ingrained in your head. You'll never forget them. And all that, by the way, I'll never forget this in my entire life, and I'll be old and I'll probably still tell this story, right? We're at the Western, we're teaching the classes, and here comes Alicia with a 9-volt battery and goes, John, I have a little gift for you. And John's all like, yeah. And she pulls out of this bag a 9-volt battery.
I remember that. That was epic.
You should have seen John's face. I wish I would have recorded that moment. And by the way, he still talks about that. He still talks about that moment. It was so epic that he got a battery from you. So
I'm
No.
terrified.
Right,
I'm
but
going to getting batteries right now.
right, but then his house caught on fire. I was like, oh my god, I am not allowed to talk about giving him a 9-volt for his solar farm.
So now what you do is you need to say, hey, let me use you as an example for training people. Change the battery. He's the perfect poster child for it.
Oh my God.
Right, and I do love. I think it was that exact class too that we were talking about kind of marketing and advertising, and I feel like that's somewhere where our company still needs to grow and blossom. Like we don't do truck wraps. We have 5 trucks on the road. We don't do wraps yet. We don't. I mean, we have shirts and we do some things, but we don't do a lot of social media. But I love that he correlated that back to exactly what I had done. He will never forget my face. He will never
Right.
forget that. Like that was that impression that, that's what carried over was, was that little scar. Yeah.
And he's not here to listen to it. So now, how many pools do you guys do? Because you've got 5 trucks.
We got 5 trucks. We're mostly commercial.
Okay.
So I think we're sitting at around 80, 85. And here in San Diego, that's a year-round thing.
Right.
In the summer, we're doing 3 services a week for each of those commercial.
Yeah.
On average, we have a couple accounts that are 5 days a week, and then the winter we drop down to 2 days a week. But that's where we focus on like our big projects. So we get our mastic done, we get the sand filter cleanings. We try and do a lot more training. We really dive into, bunch of tear downs of pumps and, where I take what I have learned as far as pumps and filters and, chemistry, a lot about chemistry, and pass it on to the guys that work under me. So really trying to make sure that they understand how important the chemistry is, how important a pump basket is, like really talk about the, the flow of water and kind of dive into that. So we stay busy, but this has been, as a business owner, trying to pull back from being the person out there doing the cleaning to running the business. So that's really been my focus this year and going forward, is working in it or on it, not in it. And just trying to figure out like all those, like, when I purchased it, there was no employee handbook, there was no training, there was all those things. So those are the things that I have really focused on, is creating those procedures and building from under and creating that foundation. And now this year, I'm really pushing the boys to have somebody step up as a supervisor and be able to even give off who the other technicians report to, and just kind of keep it growing. And then we have had our previous owner is no longer a shareholder, but she is still involved in the business. So as I take on the role more and more, not push her out, but kind of me take on a lot of the role
Phase her
that
out. Yeah.
CFO. Yeah. So.
And sometimes that's the hardest part of running a business. And I correlated it into when I was doing pools, I got into that mindset that it's very satisfying, right? You have 80 pools a week, you go out, you finish your pools for the day, check, right? You're done. It feels good that you've accomplished that and that you've done that. Or you had a green pool and you were able to flip it, right? So you start the process, you finish it, check, I'm done, right? There's this constant gratification of, I'm done, I'm complete, I finished the week, I start next week again. As a business owner in your spot, you don't get to do that anymore, right? And when you've been doing pools for a long time, your mind gets into that mindset of that gratification. But the problem is, if you're going to grow your company, you can't be working in the business, right? You can't be doing what we talk about all the time, the it, right? There's an it that you do, right? And that might be servicing commercial pools or repairs. But if you're going to grow your business, it gets to the point that you can't do the it anymore. Now it's your job to find the right people, to put the right people into those spots. And now your job is not to go clean the filter, not to go, but it's to manage the people. And it's very scary to now hire somebody, put that person that you can't see anymore because you're used to going to the pools, you're used to finishing your pools, check, you're done, right? But in order to be able to grow your business and scale and get big, you can't do the it anymore, right? And so sometimes it's very scary.
Very true. Yeah, I mean, spot on. It's thank God for pictures and videos and like, wait, what are you seeing? Wait, I don't, and yeah, I mean, that you know something when you can teach someone else that thing. And so I've really gotten a lot of affirmations about how much I know by being able to teach my technicians, like, okay, it's not priming. Okay, go back, turn down, close the butterfly valves. Now go back. Do you hear any hissing out of anything? Like, track it down. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the thing is, as you continue to grow, and like you're talking about, you have to add a supervisor now, and it keeps growing and growing, and there's like all these different layers that you have to put. And it was fun, right, Zach, going over to see Josh and see that entire, because they're so big now as a company, and they're doing the same, Kristen, where they service, they build, they do all these other things, and you're just starting to see the industry start to shift in that direction. And it's fun. It really is fun.
Yeah, it's exciting. Like getting to that stage, right, where we're going to work on the business and not in it all the time. And like my journey has always been like levels, right? You hit a level and then it unlocks a whole bunch of new issues and things that you got to deal with. And you scramble and get through those, and then you kind of move to the next level and you've got a whole host of new issues. But it was really exciting to see a company like that, because for me personally, it gave me like, okay, yeah, this can be done, because sometimes like going through those challenges of, getting someone to step up to be a supervisor, or, sometimes that seems like an impossible feat. But when you get to kind of step in, see other people in the industry that have done it, it's like, okay, this is possible. So I'm super excited to hear that you're getting to that point of working on it and not always in it.
Yeah, thank you.
Super excited. And I know that you're coming over to Dallas. I said Dallas, I didn't say Vegas. And
I will be there. I'm there for your pre-conference. I'm there for your awards. I'm there for the expo. I got my wife coming to the actually pre-conference part. She'll bail before the award. But yep.
That's what I'm
so
talking
you can
about.
call me Mrs. Rowe now, not Miss Rowe.
Oh, Mrs. Rowe. I apologize, Mrs. Rowe. No, that's actually awesome. And so I invited you, for a year or two to go out to the awards, right?
Yeah. You did. And like I mentioned,
That's-
my other career, I was in this therapeutic world, and the banquet part is just not necessarily my cup of tea. I'm not a gown and
Nope, you don't have to be.
I'm not going to be. I'm not
You
going to
be
be,
yourself.
but I am coming.
Hell
If
yeah.
he invites you to eat, get specific directions.
Hey,
Okay. I am waiting for that invite to eat because I love
the
food.
bus.
I heard about that.
By the way, oh my God, she just threw me under the bus. By the way, I texted her the address.
You
And
did not. You just told me where to go.
No, I texted you.
Not
I
give me-
sent
you did not
I
give me
sent you the link. I sent you the link.
Not. I will
And then-
pull it up my text.
So
everybody
listen
send
to
me your
this.
phone numbers. I'm going to screenshot you.
Listen to this. I send her the address. I show up. She tells me where she's at, right? And here's females coming over. They're going to do the podcast. They're going to do all that. And then all of a sudden, I pull up on my map where they're at. And I'm like, holy crap. And she's like, oh, we'll get in an Uber. I go, you stay where you are and you do not leave the inside of that restaurant. I'm like, do not
Smelled
move.
like a urinal.
I'm like, it's going to take me like 40 minutes to be there, but do not move. And then it was funny because I was telling Spider, and Spider's all like, oh, well, that's kind of the area where you're kind of at the end of the bad neighborhood, but you're kind of the beginning of the neighborhood. And then you guys left, and he was like, holy crap, I can't believe they were there.
And then you tried to get us to eat there.
But I literally had to pay. So, Zach, I took him to Norma's Cafe, and I said, Frisco.
remember.
They were out in Dallas somewhere, and it was like, oh my
The
God.
problem is you send people those stupid Android maps thing, and they're not compatible with iPhones. So
No,
I have to
everybody has
figure
an
it out.
iPhone.
No, I'm with you, Edgar. I got
Thank
your
you.
back on this.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Just because I texted her the link, but the Apple phone decides that he's going to
Yeah, it
take her
doesn't
somewhere
work.
else, No, but anyways, no, it's absolutely been amazing to listen to all of your journeys, and we've had the pleasure to interact with all of you guys. It's really exciting for us to see you guys get nominated for Pool Girl of the Year. I wish I could give an award to every single one of you, because I would, but I don't think the boys would let me. They're like, no, I'm more of the let's give everybody a prize, let's give everybody an award, and they're just like, no, Edgar, those aren't the rules. That's not how we do it, right, Zach?
That's right.
So, by the way, just to let you guys know, I got so sucked up into listening to every one of your stories that I just literally 5 minutes ago looked up and realized we didn't even take a break from our sponsors. We just kind of went through the whole thing because I've been listening to all of your guys' stories. So, you know what? Let's do this. Let's take our final word from our sponsors. We'll say that we took the other one. They just didn't hear it. But let's take our final word from our sponsors. But you know what? We're going to do something a little bit different. I might surprise one of you ladies to take John's spot and throw some final thoughts. So everybody listening, we'll be right back.
The Hyper Pole from Ultimate Pool Tools is a pool care pole designed by pool professionals for pool professionals, featuring precision crafted carbon fiber and stainless steel construction. Go to ultimatepooltools.com or Instagram Pool Tools. Pool pros have specific needs when it comes to general liability insurance. The SPPA program has you covered. With 3 tailored and customizable general liability options, SPPA makes it easy for pool pros to feel secure. Find out more and get covered at the SPPA.com. Now available, Pool Invoice. Pool Invoice is a pool billing software created specifically for the pool service and repair industry. It's developed for our industry and only our industry. Pool Invoice is built with recurring billing in mind. You can print, email, text invoices, or even send via WhatsApp. You can add recurring or yearly charges, accept credits, and set up autopay. You can even see when customers have seen the invoice. It even has a customer portal where they can log in and see, print, and pay invoices. It has all your customers' information on one page, so you don't need to search through hundreds of invoices looking for the one you need. Just go to the customer profile and it's all at your fingertips. Created specifically for the pool industry, Pool Invoice. Now available at poolinvoice.com. Blu-ray XL is the power of minerals working for you. Reduce your overall chemical costs and labor up to 50% guaranteed. Whether you have 20 accounts or 20,000, Blu-ray XL's direct pricing and free shipping to the pool trade have you covered. Improving pool professionals' profit and work-life balance is what they do. Blu-ray XL, the real mineral purifier. Visit them at BluRayXL.com.
Blu-ray all day.
Aquastar's new pipeline cartridge filters, available in 2 sizes, deliver top-notch hydraulic efficiency along with best-in-class filtration performance, approaching that of DE filters. Uniquely designed, open pleat spacing means 100% of the media square footage is usable, and these claims are backed by NSF test results. Designed with the pro's time and comfort in mind, the patented double locking system improves safety and ease of access, making filter cleaners faster than ever before. Available now. Ask your supplier for pipeline filters today.
Natural Chemistry, a leader in specialty water care solutions for over 30 years, is proud to provide products that make pool service easier than ever before. Its unique enzyme formulations in Pro Series Pro Blend improve efficiency of your pool program while reducing frequency of filter cleaning and scum lines. Natural Chemistry is also well known for its wide variety of phosphate removal solutions that include a non-clouding formula in Phos-Free and extremely high range removal with Pro Series Phos Remove or Phos Free Max. Save time, save money, save work with Pro Series products. Stop sacrificing durability or efficiency with the help of Raypak's new Avia HD models that utilize NITEC, their exclusive industry-first technology. NITEC heat exchanger technology is Raypak's latest solution to superior strength and maximum efficiency when it comes to residential pool heating. With 900% more nickel compared to copper nickel in critical surfaces, NITEC creates an ideal surface to protect against scale formation and erosion without compromising on Avia's 84% thermal efficiency. Learn more at raypak.com/NITEC. The next evolution in lighting is here. Universal Color Logic 2.0 from Hayward. The latest in pool and spa lighting was designed with you in mind, making installation a breeze. Upgrades include a detachable cord and first-of-a-kind adjustable lower catch to overcome variations in plaster thickness. As always, Universal Color Logic lights retrofit into virtually any in-ground pool or spa while delivering industry-leading, vibrant color. Visit Hayward.com to discover more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Pool Nation Live podcast. We are talking to Jennifer, Megan, Kristen, Mrs. Rowe. How'd you like that? Did I get it right?
Yeah. You got it.
I did. They are nominated for Pool Girl of the Year for 2024. And we're excited that they're all coming out to Dallas. It's going to be a great event. Mr. Zacharias, I think you should close with final thoughts, but I think you should pick one of the girls to see. I'm sure they've all listened to the podcast before. Pick one, throw out, make them give us some final thoughts.
You gotta make me pick.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you in the hot spot, of course. I'm not gonna.
All right, Alicia, let's hear your final thoughts.
All right. My final thoughts are that we have a great community going on here, and you guys at Pool Nation have really helped bring together really the star of the industry out there in all the aspects of all the different categories you're giving. And these ladies right here, again, I'm just honored to be nominated amongst these ladies, amongst all of you, and everything that you ladies contribute towards an amazing industry, and everything that the Pool Nation puts towards helping us get educated and the support. And to hear like Jennifer say how much she was able to lean on you guys for advice and help, build their company to be better and really have a foundation. It's really remarkable how you guys have helped us be able to be better as a whole.
We appreciate that a lot. Thank you. And I have one more final thought that you should say. John, put batteries in your alarms. We know what happens when you don't put them in, John.
Mm-hmm.
So
9 volts for everybody.
9 volts for everybody, right? Here's what we're going to do at next year's awards. Nobody's going to know, but we're going to put a 9-volt battery in everybody's spot at the table. You know what? I have a good idea. I have an idea.
Uh-oh.
Let all of us get some 9-volt batteries, and we'll put them on John's table. Without saying anything, we'll just put a whole bunch of batteries down for him. So, Mr. Zacharias, let me get some final thoughts.
Yeah, so tonight flew by. Like you were saying, it was like look up, and it was already an hour and 20 in, and I was just like, wow. And these podcasts are my favorite, where we get to sit and talk to other pool professionals and hear everyone's story and their journeys. And I want to say thank you to you guys for the kind words about like Pool Nation and stuff, but really we're just kind of the vehicle, and it's everyone like you guys that get involved and participate and do the things that you're doing every day to make the industry a better place, because that's truly what it's all about for us. And big congratulations on your nomination. I've had the opportunity to get to meet all of you, hang out with you guys, and you're all winners. Like Edgar said, it's so hard to go through these things because we do want everyone to win. And I think it's very well deserved. And I'm super excited to get together in a few weeks and hang out. And I'm excited for Alicia to go to the awards. And I know it's not really your thing, but I truly believe you're going to have a really good time, because I don't think this is like your typical gala or anything like that. It is a room full of like-minded people in our industry, and it's just such a good time. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Absolutely. It's a big, huge get together is what it is. And it's crazy because we get pool pros from literally all over the place. This year, we've got people, pool pros from the UK coming. We've got pool pros from Canada that are coming. We've got pool pros from Puerto Rico that are coming up, from Australia. It's absolutely insane. But it's just this really big hangout. You know how when we go to the Western and we all hang out and we talk and it's just like that. It's
we just have
cool.
fancier clothes.
Yeah, we have fancier clothes, and then there's people that walk around with their trophies because they win, right? So,
and drink from them.
And drink from them. Yeah, it's true. So, I do have one final question for all of you ladies. Have you thought about what your speech would be if you win? I'm getting no's from everybody. I'm getting no's from everybody. So here's my thing, and I always tell people, and it's funny because I always tell people, I go, "Did you think about what?" And they're like, "Are you trying to tell me something? Did I win? Did I win? Are you trying to tell me?" I'm like, "No, I'm trying to tell you that you should be ready because, an example." Mr. Melee, which by the way, Jennifer's husband, we forgot to talk about this. He won Pool Guy of the Year, one of the years, right? And then he went up and he was like, "Oh my God!" Like he didn't think he was going to win, right? Because I think by nature we just think, "Oh, I'm not going to win. I'm not going to worry about it." But there is a chance that you will win, so you kind of have to have that speech ready. And if you don't have a speech ready, then you can say, "I just want to thank Edgar. Thank you very much. Thank you. Want to thank Zach. So."
No.
The two people that actually probably didn't vote for us.
We're not allowed. We're not allowed.
We're not allowed to vote. So we have our own little award that we give out, because that was from the beginning. We're like, we don't get to vote, we don't get to nominate, so we have our own category for the Edgar, Zach, and John Award for people that help us. So, but anyways, I am going to tell you. Think about what you would say, because you never know if you win. And then I'm going to tease you if you get up there and you don't have anything to say.
Hey, but in Chris's defense, he came back and killed it.
Oh, no. Chris, by the way, Chris came back. So normally what happens is if you win, you come back the next year and you pass off the torch to the next winner, right? And he came back like legit. Like I was touched by his speech. So he absolutely killed it. That was a highlight of that second one. So anyways, ladies, thank you so much. We're really looking forward to seeing all of you guys out in Dallas in a couple weeks. We're really excited about it. And thank you so much for coming on so late. I know that Jennifer, it's what time? 10:45 your time. Kristen, you too.
Time for bed.
So I appreciate you guys coming on. Hope you have a great one. Have a great weekend, everybody. Catch us on Wednesday on the Instagram Live. Bye, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Pool Nation podcast, a member of the Pool Nation family. You can listen to us live every Friday here at 9 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Central, and 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. You can find us at Pool Nation or poolnationpodcast.com, on Facebook, or on Instagram at pool.nation. And to find more info about Pool Invoice, the billing software built specifically for the pool industry, go to poolinvoice.com. Before you go, this is what the pool industry has been waiting for. PoolmanUniversity.com. It's the first platform dedicated to learning the swimming pool service and repair industry. A pool service community where you can connect and find videos on business, service, water chemistry, and repairs. See you there at PoolmanUniversity.com.